Hare Krishna. Those who rely on transcendental dynamics don't need to worry about circumstantial logistics. The Bhagavad Gita, in its 8th chapter, focuses on life's most important moment, that is the moment of death. Now, ordinarily people will think that death is life's most disappointing moment because it is the end of everything. But when we understand spiritual wisdom, then we understand that death is not the termination, it is simply a transition. And it is a transition where the post-transition destination will be determined by the way we go through the transition. That means that Bhagavad Gita tells in 8.5 and 6 that we need to cultivate remembrance of Krishna at the time of death. And whatever we remember, that is what we will attain. Antakale Chimameva, Krishna says in 8.5, and then he says Yam Yam Vapi Smarana Bhavam in 8.6. Now, after this, Krishna is in this 8th chapter is comparing the paths of yoga and the path of bhakti. And he, while doing that, he also compares this with the he compares the process for departing from the world, compares various processes for departing from the world. So in the past, in the Vedic tradition, people would recognize how critical the moment of death is. And that's why they would try to carefully plan their death. And Krishna describes this in the 8th chapter from verses 8.20, 24, 25, 26. He describes this. And then he says there's one path which in the Vedas is referred to as Devyan and the other is Pitrayan. So, if Krishna says that if one departs at the right time and at the right circumstances, Shukla Krishna Gatiye Te Jagata Shashvate Mate Ekaya Yatyana Vrittim Anyaya Vartate Punha. So, there's one path. If one departs at the time of Uttarayan, if one dives in the type at a particular set of timings and circumstances described, then one attains the destination from which there is no return. And but if one departs at the wrong time, then the yogi returns back. Tatra chantarma samjyotir yogi prapya nivartate. Yogi comes back. So now this may make the moment of death seem to be a high tension moment. When will I die, and will I die at the right time or not? But Krishna anticipates and remedies this anxiety when he tells Arjuna in 8.27, Naite Sruti Partha Janan Yogi Muhyati Kaschana Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Yoga Yukto Bhava Arjuna. So he says, Naite Sruti Partha Janan. Arjuna, although the yogis know both these paths, Yogi Muhyati Kaschana, the yogi is never bewildered by this, the yogi is never deluded by this. Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu. Therefore, at all times, Yoga Yukto Bhava Arjuna. Yoga Yukto Bhava. Become engaged in yoga. That is what Krishna says. Why? Because by becoming engaged in yoga, one will be able to go beyond the circumstances. Because what happens is, now Krishna has already described in the past chapter in 6.47 that the topmost yogi is a bhakti yogi. So here Krishna, when he is talking about yoga, he is basically saying that he's not talking about the path of Ashtanga yoga over here. He's talking about the general principle of yoga, and the best way of practicing the principle of yoga is bhakti yoga. So rather than depending on circumstantial logistics, okay, am I going to die at this time? Is the moon, is the Uttarayan, or is this like this? Is this like that? Don't depend on all the circumstantial logistics. Depend on transcendental dynamics. And what is that transcendental dynamic? That is ultimately Krishna's mercy. So Krishna loves his devotees, And those who surrender to him, he always protects them. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Krishna says that, oh Arjuna, proclaim that my devotee will never perish. So that infallible protection of Krishna is especially manifest at the time of death, when a devotee remembers, when a devotee tries to remember Krishna, but even if the devotee fails to remember Krishna, Krishna remembers the devotee. And because of Krishna's remembering the devotee gets elevated and liberated eventually. So that's why a devotee doesn't worry too much about death, how and when death will come upon me. A devotee focuses primarily on how I am living, how I am remembering Krishna right now. And if I just keep remembering Krishna as much as possible, moment after moment throughout my life, then that connection with Krishna will guarantee my redemption. That will guarantee my liberation, because Krishna will take care. So the devotional dynamism that a devotee relies on is the heart-to-heart connection. And without worrying too much about circumstantial logistics, the devotee focus on that transcendental principle, that wherever I am, whatever situation I am in, I can always connect my heart with Krishna, offer prayers to Krishna, and by that Krishna connection, ultimately attain supreme liberation. Thank you. Hare Krishna.